This feature is a journey which started at the chapel of St. Lawrence in the beautiful village of Kasauli in South Goa, where a young 12-year-old boy won the third place for a singing competition organized by the chapel committee in the year 1986. From then till now, the voyage of this boy was amazing and motivating. Lemongrass Production Goa travels along with Errol and shares his story with all our viewers. Born in the year 1974 to Mr. Armand Pereira de Andrade and Mrs. Isabel Fernandez, Errol was the youngest of the three children. His father was an orator, an amazing artist, and retired as a deputy chief of accounts at the Marmagaon Port Trust. His mother was a treasure trove of talent, known as a renowned seamstress and an efficient pianist. She was kind, soft-spoken, and extremely charitable. Apparently, their three children inherited these traits from their parents. Lankasht, the eldest, is charming, skillful, innovative, and a man of great honesty and integrity. Suzette, affectionately called Susie, is well known for her creative designs in the fashion industry, her passion for painting and poetry, a love for animals, and a Florence Nightingale attitude. Errol, the youngest, had a charm of his own. Growing as the youngest sibling has its own advantages. Errol was loved and pampered by all. His brother Lankasht recalls with love Errol's growing years.
Errol was like a kid to me because the difference between me and Errol in age is about 14 to 15 years. And as a kid, he was very shy. Then my mother encouraged him with some music because she is a musician herself. So he basically would not play the guitar in front of us, but go to his room and play the guitar. And then whenever he would come out, he would always wear dark glasses like Michael Jackson and play the guitar so that he could not see us or we could not see his eyes. And as a young boy, I've been taking him on bikes where I used to make him sit on the tanks. And now to see the difference between Errol, what he was and what he is today, I'm very proud to see a brother who's come up and no more shy. I think that's how he dated his wife, and is strong enough and well settled, and it's a very positive thing to happen to my family.
Remembering their childhood days together, Errol's cousin Savio vividly recounts.
As children, we have grown up here playing in the compound, the very spot that I stand. We played all sorts of games, the kotios, the mud we used to put into kotio and just see the mud fall down. With the bondes, the pides, they used to play cricket with pides, seven tiles, marbles, and we used to play guli danda. These were real good times that we had. And Errol, as a child, was a very bubbly, very energetic child.
Errol grew up to complete his bachelor's in tourism and travel from the MES College, Vasco. He started his work experience as a trainee at the Taj Exotica. He then took over as a tourist representative for the Mercury Travels. Errol gained a lot of experience while working at Sai Tomo and Kotak Mahindra Finance companies. 17 years back, he joined the HDFC Bank and today is a CSR manager in the bank. Known for his punctuality, networking skills, and discipline, he has impressed upon his colleagues and customers alike. But what sets him apart is his warmth, humility, and a God gifted sense of humor. His colleague Neville Noronha endorses.
So Errol, for me, was fun. He was a man of humility. Was one of the virtues I always looked up to Errol for. Customer service, the best. In fact, if I had any problem, any customer I couldn't talk to, or the customer was agitated, I would somehow push Errol in front, because Errol, I knew, would calm him down with his humility and grace. Absolutely beautiful. But come with that, Errol was fun. At work, I knew Errol for almost 20 years, and these 20 years have been fun because whenever stress levels went up, we needed to party. But in the bank, we would never have a party without first asking Errol if he's free for that day, because Errol livened up the party. We needed that quality, and it was Errol. So we always thought of Errol for the fun. There's another thing about Errol. Fun goes, but he also loves food. So we had to always think, keep Errol happy. Errol will keep playing the music, but we needed to keep his stomach happy. And that was it. I mean, Errol to me was that man of humility, the man fun, the man food. Without this, it was never a complete Errol. And that's all I can remember of Errol. And I cherish the days we worked together. It was almost 18 years we worked together, and it's 20 years that I know him. It's been a wonderful time.
But Errol's renowned celebrity status comes from the fact that he is considered one of the best lead guitarists in Goa today. Dear viewers, to achieve this height was not at all an easy task for Errol. A lot went into it: dedication, commitment, sacrifice, and a passionate desire to excel, not forgetting the tremendous support from family and friends. In the early years, it was Errol's mother who noticed the musical talent in her son. It would upset her to see her son while away time by playing with neighbors and friends, and suggested that he should go for music classes along with his sister Susie. It took a while for Errol to understand that his mother's advice made a lot of sense and decided in favor of it. Both the siblings would travel by bus all the way to Margao to attend classes under the guidance of Mr. Glenn Mascarenes, a decision Errol would never regret. In the 1980s, recreation had a different definition altogether. Family and friends would spend time together. His neighbor and friend Ashley and a few more boys would gather in the balcony, singing and playing songs nostalgically, Ashley recalls.
I think it was late 80, maybe 90s. We decided to learn the guitar. I decided, he decided, his sister also, Susie, used to learn. And then later on to practice, we used to meet up either here or I used to go to ERROL'S place. Mother was a very good cook. Isabel, she used to always cook for us, lunchtime or any time we used to go. We watched a lot of movies also besides the music. And we used to always hear ERROL'S mother, Isabel, play the keyboard while she used to take a break from her stitching. And then later on, as we grew up, a lot of beat shows in Goa, a lot of dances in Goa, and no money. Somehow or the other, we used to get into the dance and stand right in front of the stage and watch all the top bands, whether it was Syndicate, Sky, Music Man, Big City Band. And we didn't have any tapes or anything, learn the song from there. And if we got it wrong that time, we realized many years later that it was wrong. But we used to come home, practice. And there was the Alem festival in Margao. And we happened to go, Gabby, that is Errol's cousin, Errol and myself. We went, our Alem festival got over around 12 o'clock or 12:30. And we decided we'll go for the street dance in Vasco. And we went to Vasco. at the airport, there were cops. And we got caught. Straight to the police station. And and there were other few guys who got arrested. And they started questioning, where are you going? We said, we're going for the dance. Dance? And no girls with you? And we said, no, we are musicians. We like music, that's why we are going. And they still did not believe us. They took us to the police station. Then finally they said, okay, you want to go for that? I think there was some problem there, some scrap. They said, you want to go for the dance? Okay, no problem. Sit in the jeep. They said, tomorrow come and collect your bike with all the papers. And they dropped us. They were kind enough to drop us. The full dance, there are top bands playing there, but we didn't enjoy the dance because now we are wondering how are we going to tell our parents that the bike is inside. And later on we got the bike out, there was no problem. And then shamelessly we went again in the evening for another beat show, but this time by cycle, so we didn't have any problem. But there were some good memories with Errol whenever I want him to play. And this is something I'm not telling as a friend, but as a musician. Right now I will do one song, which he has, I don't think he might have heard it, but he has never played it with me. And I will show you how good he is in filling in even without practice. And that is what, he's my first choice. He may be my buddy, but when it comes to guitar, if I have to choose someone, it will always be Errol.
Everybody's talking at me. I can hear what they're saying. Only the echo of my mind. Going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Backing up the northeast wind, sailing on summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like the stream. Backing up the northeast wind, sailing on summer breeze, skipping over the ocean like a stream. Everybody's talking at me. Everybody's talking at me. Did you hear this song, Arrow?
No, never before.
Now, this is why he's my number one guitarist. I don't have to worry. I just tell him this is the song, and I don't know, he finds his way some or the other. But if he tells me to do something, it takes me about a month or so to learn his song. And he's got all complicated songs. So this is why Errol is number one.
Ideas sparked from this balcony. Errol and his friends decided to take this hobby a step further. The group of 5 boys, Darren, Brito, Andrew, Ashley, and Errol, created a band calling it Ecstasy, and their first live performance was a Christmas dance organized by the parishioners of the Our Lady of Assumption Church, Welsau. As the shows grew in number, Errol gained confidence. Being in a private sector is demanding in itself. What motivated him to give his best to both the endeavors?
The private sector is a challenging place to work, and I was blessed to have the right people even in the job. And yes, from 9 to 9:30 to 6:30, it was the bank work that I used to give my all to. And then post 6:30, I don't know, when the guitar or music came into me, the energy would just flow.
Bringing back memories of their youth, Errol's friend Mirvat says,
Well, I've known Errol from the time I've joined SFC, that is Singles for Christ. Errol is a very down-to-earth person, a very jovial, accommodating guy, He is one person who has a great sense of humor, and his lively nature really brightens up the place. When I actually think of Errol, I can only associate him with happy moments. Errol's birthday parties at the ancestral home of PEREIRA the Andrads was something I really looked forward to. What I really appreciate about Errol is that in spite of his busy schedule, he always made time for our SFC meetings. Although in the music field, Errol always was grounded and he always stood by his values and never got into any kind of bad company and vices.
Errol contributes his sobriety with his relationship with God and trusted God's presence throughout his journey by using his talent to sing God's praises and glory through various gospel bands, choirs, and at retreat centers. His sister Susie proudly says,
Holding hands, he at 6 and me at 14, we both went to learn the guitar. I could not go beyond cutting my fingertips, but Errol was like fish to water. Till date, this brother of mine who is driven by passion can play on in the middle of a war, unperturbed by the worldly noise. He was the baby of the family and today is turned out to be a brilliant star. All I can say is that I'm immensely proud of him to have turned out to be a great human being and a brilliant artist, an excellent guitarist. That's my brother.
A tower of strength and his support system in recent years has been his wife Heidi, a singer herself. She has been God's gift to Errol.
Errol is very passionate about his music. So he puts his whole heart, mind, soul into it. And nothing comes in between. And he makes the time for it. He has a very busy schedule even otherwise. He has a very demanding day job. But he makes time for his music. And he makes time for his family as well. In spite of everything else that he has, he makes it a point to be there for me as well. Of course, when he has shows, when he has gigs, late nights usually happen. And that's a part of it. So I'm used to it now. Initially, it was difficult to get used to. But now I know it's a part of his life. And I'm okay with that. And he also keeps me posted. And he doesn't waste time after his gigs. He comes home. He comes straight home. So, and he lets me know, I finished the gig, I'm on my way home. So at least I know, especially for his safety, I know that he's going to leave at this time. He should be home at around this time. So, that keeps me comforted that, okay, he's all right.
Errol's first original composition, released on the 29th of July 2021, was another jewel in his crown.
Yes, the new project that I was blessed with was a song called Isabel. What inspired me to name the song after my mother is she was one of the earlier musicians that I came across. She would play and practice the piano at home, and that's how me, my sister, even my brother to a certain extent, took a liking towards music. And my brother used to bring down a lot of music from abroad where we used to listen to. And mommy one day said, "Enough is enough. Stop playing with your buddies on a summer holiday and not do anything creative." And she said, "Go and learn the guitar." So that's the reason why I decided to dedicate this song to Mom, because she was one of the reasons that I got my initial path towards music, and it was learning the guitar. So thank you, Mommy, again.
Errol has so many plans, so much more to achieve, and lots more to give. As he continues to strum the strings of his guitar, he wishes to play the tunes of hope, belief, and opportunities in the hearts and minds of the promising and budding talent of our times. We salute him and wish him many more successful years. Errol, you picked up a fine tune in 1986. Pick it up again and relive that moment.
see
Cheers.
like rays. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Full hung with children, not a crop in the field. I had to meditate, live through the second, just the hood again. Find the time to